back-to-back complete games. First time in 24 years that has happened in the playoffs. Curt Schilling did it for Arizona in 01. Unbelievable there. Will Smith, obviously the big home run. And we say welcome, those of you who turned the channel from Fox, to those of you who fell asleep on the couch and you woke up and there's baseball on. Hey, we're here with you now. Derek Jeter is here, David Ortiz, Alex Rodriguez, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. And Derek, I know you felt like you maybe wanted to start the show with maybe a little mea culpa here from your side of things. Your prediction.
Well, first of all, I just want to take this opportunity to admit that I was wrong, completely wrong. I thought Yamamoto would be effective, but I thought there was no way pitching against this Toronto team that he'd be able to throw a complete game. Especially looking back, he threw 23 pitches in the first inning.
Right.
The way he was able to navigate the team and throw 9 innings. Did anyone else here think he'd throw a complete game against the Blue Jays?
Nope. I mean, I actually said in the pregame, I thought for Dave Roberts, a great day for him would be 3 pitchers, right? We talked about Yamamoto, Trinan, and then we talked about Sasaki for the close. But even better if it's one guy, and his name is Yamamoto. Listen, the less pitchers that touch the ball, the better it is. And I will tell you this, it's great to have baseball back. It's great to have starting pitching back, and it's exciting to watch. And I'm glad they're giving these guys ropes about, can you handle a guy for the 3rd time? Well, Yamamoto proved it. Tonight you can.
I hope everybody accept your apologies, because to be honest with you, I know he was going to be filthy tonight. But people, you guys need to understand that for someone to pitch a complete game like this against this Blue Jay lineup, you need to have the greatest stuff in the game right now. I mean, Yamamoto was north, south, left, right. He wasn't giving in. I mean, this guy, I was telling my co-lead right here that when I was facing some of the Japanese pitchers, one thing I learned facing this guy, they don't give in, guys. They battle. They give you their best. It doesn't matter if you are on top as a batter or they are down as a pitcher. They always go for the best, and that's why Yamamoto pitched that complete game tonight.
And
I thought you picked Toronto to win.
Huh?
I thought you picked Toronto to win.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I did? Okay, I was wrong. You guys didn't listen. Check tape.
And you know the thing is he threw a complete game against a team that's hot. This is not a team that's been struggling offensively. This is a team that's been steamrolling people. Yeah. I mean, 1 through 9, they get on base, they make contact. We've been talking about it. Unbelievable. It's one of the best pitching performances I've seen in a World Series game.
First time that the Blue Jays have gotten a complete game thrown against them all year.
An absolute masterpiece, and Cap, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, this guy, you can make an argument that he's the most complete pitcher in the game. And I'll tell you why. It's not only the 6 pitches, it's not only that he can throw strikes, any pitch, any count, but he also holds runners on well. He's 1-1 to the plate, which means you can't steal on him. He also fields his position. He covers bases. I mean, I don't know what else you can say about this guy. That was a
That a bat right there, say it all. I mean, we bloody, he working in with the splitter, with the fastball, and then dropped that nasty breaking ball on here, and I was like, man, this guy's on top of his game tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious. Tell me, from superstar hitters, which you all are, tell me about the fact-finding mission which Yamamoto and Will Smith had to do against this team. Because we said it, all postseason, certainly yesterday. Blue Jays are so tough to strike out. They strike out the fewest of anyone. They make contact, hard contact. And we saw it on display last night. So early in that first inning, we're watching it together, and he's dropping the breaking ball you talked about. He's really mixing it up and kind of seeing their reactions. Derek, when you're facing a pitcher of that quality, how do you kind of feel each other out early in the game, and how do you think he did it and adjusted today?
Yeah, I think you try to find one pitch, right, that you can hit. And you're hoping, when he's got 6 pitches, right? You hope he's not controlling all of them. He was throwing any pitch today in any count, and he was throwing them for strikes. He wasn't falling behind. He wasn't wasting pitches. He was going right at guys. So when you're facing a pitcher that has control of that many pitches, you just guess and hope you get one. But if you do get a pitch to hit, you can't miss it. But it's tough to make adjustments against a guy that has that repertoire of pitches to go to.
I agree with you. I mean, you're talking about a guy that has 6 different pitches. He was using all of them tonight, Kevin, at his best. He was throwing that cutter. That split was nasty. He dropped that slow breaking, but then he got 98 in his back pocket to use it both ways. So it's like you say, you need to expect a guy like that to make a mistake, and when he make a mistake, which he didn't as much tonight, you cannot miss it, because if you miss it, you can be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, I mean, I wish I knew, because the truth is when a guy's like that, nobody's hitting him, right? You might get a hit or something like that, but it's so limited in the way you can score against a guy like this. You know, there's some pitchers, for example, if you go back to like the Dwight Gooden days, right, a long time ago, but if you got on base, you can steal second, maybe you can steal third. You're not going anywhere. You're paralyzed at first base, and that's a problem. You know, Reggie Jackson used to always say, when you have a great pitcher, don't leave the ball in the net. And that means exactly what you were saying, Cap. You got to put the ball in play and maybe cut down a little bit, almost take like a 1-strike or 2-strike approach right from the go.
Yamamoto retired the final 20 hitters that he faced, final 20. And how about the last 8 innings? He threw 83 pitches total. 83 pitches
serious?
total the last 8 innings of the game. Just absolute domination, amazing against one of the toughest lineups in the game that Yamamoto was able to do today. Meanwhile, he got the help from this Dodgers offense late. We told you about the Will Smith home run. We heard from him. Max Muncy checked in too, and he's with Ken Rosenthal.
Max, nobody throws complete games anymore. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has thrown 2 straight in the postseason. What impresses you the most about what he's doing?
He's just not letting anything get to him. You know, his last start, he had the leadoff homer and then ended up finishing the game. And then today, he threw 20, 25 pitches in the first inning. And then to be able to keep that pitch count under control and get through 9, it's just really, really impressive. You know, from what I've seen, there's nothing that phases him out there. He keeps his composure at all times, and he just thinks about executing his next pitch.
Kevin Gossman, he threw you a variety of fastballs and splits. In the at bat when you hit the home run, 3 straight splits before you hit a fastball out. How did you solve him?
You know, I don't know that I solved him. I think he just made a mistake, and I was able to take advantage of it. His splitter was really, really good today. You know, he was leaving it right at the bottom of the zone, just below. And, you know, when he's executing the split at the bottom, that's what makes the at-bat really challenging, because, you know, you can't just say, I'm away from him to get it up. If he's executing at the bottom, you have to get the swing off. And, you know, I think, like I said, for me, he just made a mistake, and I was able to get to it.
Series tied 1-1 going back to L.A. Max, what have you learned in these first 2 games?
It's gonna be a battle. You know, it's the World Series. It's gonna be a tough game every single night, and you know, we'll have a long flight back, have a recovery day, and we'll get back after it.
Max, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Max, Kenny, appreciate it as always. Most home runs in Dodgers postseason history. How about Max Muncy, number 1? 15 of them, and just adding to the list. And obviously, he's had dramatic home runs before in the World Series, certainly against the Red Sox.
Eliminate them. You're going to have to earn it. You're really going to have to earn it. These guys are calm. They're cool. They got a lot of confidence. They've been there. They've done it. It's impressive to watch. I mean, these are 2 teams that it's fun to watch. This is a fun series. I can't wait to get back to L.A.
See, this is what made the Dodgers so good. You have a guy like Ohtani, my boy Mookie Betts, my boy Freddie Freeman, not hitting up yet, and they still win baseball game. I mean, they have so many ways to hurt you. They have so many ways to attack. And tonight, they ain't coming out and facing Gausman, which is one of their aces, basically, and beating up on them. That will put them in a really good shape going back to L.A. and having their monster coming behind, Ohtani pitching, Glasnow.